man.
Like, some good... This pedal, man.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, I know these are obviously the focus of these videos is Gibson, but that walrus and some Swedish guy apparently was laughing at our pronunciation, but it's slu.
Yeah, but it's got 2 dots on the top, isn't it? And that's not just Swedish.
It's the blue one with the moon on it.
Yeah,
it's
and the guy
wicked.
sitting on the moon cuddling, and this here,
all that kind of crazy ambient thing.
It's like a whole chord.
Anyway, we
don't get to talk about the slur.
We are about 20 Les Pauls into our marathon Les Paul fest, and I haven't played a bad one yet.
No.
I am loving this series of videos. So right now we are going to talk about the Tribute.
Yes, the Tribute which I have here,
and the Studio.
Well, I can begin. I can begin.
Mahogany. Who'd have thought it?
Maple top.
Absolutely.
Maple.
Indeed.
Miss Maple. Rosewood.
Miss Marple.
Trapezoids.
Yes.
Inlays. 490 T490R.
Yes.
Nashville.
Yes.
Bridge. These nice little goldy old school kind of top hat tuners, whatever they're called. 3-way selector switch. The same
Clues and style,
which they use on the other ones as well, and ultra modern weight.
Yeah, not just modern.
It's ultra modern. They are light. They're very light.
Yeah. Let's talk about the weight of a Les Paul.
Let's talk about weight.
We were going to do this as a completely separate clickbaity video about, are all Les Pauls too heavy, ? Or something along those lines. Because, of course, here's the deal, as far as I'm aware. In the 50s and the 60s, when guitar manufacturers first started, making solid body electric guitars, they would just... A, they didn't need to buy tons of wood because there weren't tons of guitars being made.
Yep.
And B, there was no real concept of sustainable wood harvesting.
No.
It was just, you went down to the lumber merchant, there'd be a pile of some 10,000-year-old mahogany or whatever like that, whatever it is. And they'd go, I'll buy that please. And they'd go home and they'd make their guitars.
And nobody would say, oh, that's really heavy. Because there was not that many people playing guitars. It wasn't a thing like, oh, that's really heavy, I'm going to stand up with that. I don't think it was a...
But from what I understand, if you allow a tree to grow at its own pace, taking the natural moisture and minerals out of the earth, it will grow quite slowly, less densely, and consequently the wood is lighter. However, a sustainably managed forests now,
like a person, isn't it?
Yes, are watered and fertilized to make the tree grow faster, and it grows a little bit more densely, and therefore the wood is heavier. And in the 80s, or when Gibson first started to really sort of think to themselves, hang on a second, there's consumer demand now to do something about how heavy some of these guitars are getting.
Yeah.
They begun this idea of weight relief, which was effectively to chamber or just sort of drill out holes within the body to reduce the weight.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if there's ever been any real sort of connection between the weight of a guitar and specifically how it sounds. But, people clearly on the new range that's just come out, it was, could you just not weight relief the standard? Because it wasn't weight relieved in the early days, and so please don't weight relief it. Yeah. So that's what Gibson have done.
Yeah.
And now people are saying, I can't find any Les Pauls that are less than
9
pounds.
Yeah.
That's too heavy for me. Well, you go. You can't have it both ways. I guess if you're a very small guitar builder, or you're making very small quantity premium guitars like the Custom Shop, you can still take the time to go and find that old mahogany or specifically grown to be light mahogany. But if you're buying mahogany to make hundreds and hundreds of guitars every week, like Gibson are, you've got to buy the responsibly forested and sustainable wood.
Yes, because we have to look after the planet, people.
We have to. So now, I am going to tell you a little story of when I bought my 58 Les Paul.
Yes.
I had this little, Mick Taylor, if you're watching, you were this little this little voice on my shoulder going, make sure you get the lightest one. Make sure you get the lightest one, because he's a big, like, he just likes light guitars. So we had about 10 58 Les Paul reissues in stock. We had a big delivery of them basis. I had 10. I had them all there. I'd had them all weighed, so I knew, and in my head I'm sort of going, oh, how about that?
Was this the Chapman? Like you did a video with Chapman, didn't you?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, there's one.
Anyway,
Lee and Chabbas both buy a new guitar or something.
That's right.
A new Les Paul, yeah.
So I go through all 10 of these, and honestly and truthfully, the weight of the guitar bore no correlation to which ones I liked or didn't like. It was clearly the sum of everything. I was picking up guitars, I was going, I like the sound, I like the feel, I like da-da-da-da, and then it was like, which one have I picked up? And I ended up with a Les Paul that, for me in the end, I don't even think weight ended up being a consideration at all. I just bought the one I liked the best.
Yeah.
And it was like in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
It was nothing. And I do want to say to everyone that's like moaning about a guitar being £9, I'm watching this SAS thing on the television at the moment, and those guys run marathons with like £50 on their backs.
Well, more than that probably. And a gun and heavy boots and wet clothes.
And you're moaning about having to stand up for an hour with like £9 around your neck. Come on, people, get a grip.
There's worse things.
It's like. Anyway,
and there's there are little things. If you want all the premium stuff that Gibson puts on, then you have to pay for it.
Yeah,
it's
you go custom shop.
You go custom shop. If you want these to be drilled into the body, you go custom shop. If you want this stuff, you go custom shop.
So
and it costs money. It's not. Anyway,
ranty moan over.
Ranty moan, McMoney face.
Back to a couple of guitars that.
Before we go on, maybe we'll do
some tones.
Okay, no trickery, pokery, pickery,
no
hockery.
Trickery, pokery.
It comes with this amazing, which
wicked.
I think is super, super cool, with this like soft hard case, which I'm a massive fan on.
That's the best bag in the whole range.
I think this is just. I would absolutely. Hello.
We need a puff of smoke coming out there to say, there's a tramp living in there. That's a nice bag.
Everybody's going,
real
why
leather?
am I not
real
getting...
leather or pleather? It's got to be pleather, hasn't it? Pleather, hasn't it? Pleather, hasn't it?
I think it's
pleather, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
It's pleather.
It's
great, though.
It's that new kind of folks leather.
Did you?
Yeah, what?
I tell you that his name will go unmentioned, but how brilliant is this? Again, someone that we know who had a new jacket, and we're like, it's a really nice jacket like that, yeah. And he's like, yes, it's like a new kind of leather, isn't it? Forks leather.
Forks leather.
Forks leather. Obviously from the Forks animal.
From the Forks Island.
Hey, for all of you out there wearing your Forks leather, thinking you've got some amazing
special
thing, then good
I tell
for
you what, I had a friend, and he had a car for sale, and I was looking for a car at the time, and I then go to him. I go, my brother's got a car for sale. He's selling it, and I'm going. So is it an estate? Going. No, it's pretty good condition. With a couple of people sitting there going, he's going. No, it's an estate, a station wagon. Anyway, whatever. Let's hear some tones from this.
Do the tones.
From this
Do
beast
the
here.
tones.
So no jiggery pokery, straight into the 140 day. That's powerful. There's some nice.
So I tell you about the I know
the Alnico 2s.
Alnico 2s.
Yeah.
So apparently the 490T and the RT for treble, R for rhythm, were the first 4 cable humbuckers. It's like a 4 cable version of a PAF, so that you could split the humbuckers into single coils.
Okay.
And they voiced it with a teeny weeny bit more oomph than a normal PAF, but it's fundamentally an Alnico 2. So it's like a marginally hotter PAF kind of pickup. Sound, man.
It is a good sound, isn't it? That's clean, man. There's nothing on there.
You can hear it's got a tiny bit more bite than those the standards we were playing.
Yeah, there's got
just a tiny bit.
Takes that, because I haven't changed the sound on the setting on there. We're running everything more or less on 12 o'clock. So, and Putting both of these together. I haven't played that for a while. Back, pick up. Oh,
That's great.
that's punky. Yeah, man, it pokes. Before I put some gain on it there, so it's a satin finished body all over the place on the neck.
It's
and
still
the body.
It's still a very thin nitro.
It's
lacquer,
nitro,
isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
But just without the gloss build-up.
Yeah, and I you can smell. I love the smell of nitro in the morning.
Love of amyl nitrate.
Yeah, amyl
Shouldn't be
nitrate.
sniffing that, man. I tell you.
The guitars were in here. When we had the first lot in here, the standards, and I went out and get some lunch. Something came back again, and the door's been closed. It was like, whoa! It was pretty
great.
It's pretty. I just love it. And the neck profile is kind of a rounded. They call it rounded, but it's just like it feels like the '60s of the standard series.
So the slim taper one.
It's kind of that kind of.
It does.
It's almost like it's almost like I don't know if these are rounded. These.
You know what it feels like? You know the I mentioned, I think, when we were talking about the Les Paul Standard, that the Les Paul Standard went the 60 spec Les Paul
quite flat,
Standard,
wasn't it?
it went slightly flat at the back. This doesn't do that.
It doesn't do that. No,
but it's still quite slim, isn't it?
it's-
Slimmer
yeah.
than the 50s.
This is more like I would say more like a apart from up here, it's more like a modern Strat feel
Right.
to the guitar.
Yeah.
Gets slightly thicker as you go down. Hello.
So put a bit of gain on.
I'll get a bit of gain.
At some point in this video as well, we should pan across the 4 different colours that the Tribute is available in. 'Cause
Yes.
There's some really. They're
So
all
you got
bursts.
you got like an ice tea burst.
Why don't you
honey burst?
do an extended bit of beautiful playing, and maybe the colours will come along with their names as
with
well
the names
underneath.
I don't know. I mean,
Can you
it's,
do something like classic Rocky as well, like maybe with the black box on as well?
Black
Just,
box. I think it helps with the weight relief to give some more sustain when you're doing that.
Who knows, man?
It's
Could
like
we,
semi-hollow, isn't it? It's like a semi-hollow guitar. Surely is it not? There's no hole to let
well,
the air in
Ultra
and out.
Modern weight relief has got a lot, but the holes are all relatively small.
So
I don't know.
ultra modern. There's just
I tell you
nothing in
what,
here at all.
Ultra Modern, yeah, Ultra Modern. It's, like,
completely
it's
empty
just a
inside.
hologram. The guitar's not even really here. Let's have a picture on screen now of what the inside of an Ultra Modern weight relief Les Paul looks like. Can we also, whilst just have a quick overview of the boards and the amps that we're using in all these Gibson videos, because we never tell people what we're using. So here's a picture of Pete's board close up. And what are your using the Dane for the bluesy sounds, the black box for heavier, and then the two together for the maximum?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I do, a little bit, that's it really. I don't think it needs a lot of gain.
Yeah.
The amp set very clean, you know.
Yes.
So, which is... It's just a nice clean fat tone.
Yeah. So the amp's a 100-watt clean amplifier.
Yeah. Not very loud. It's not super loud.
And so they're the pedals.
Yeah.
Are you using the unicorn at all?
Not really, but it's nice though, isn't it?
Right. So that's the vibe.
It's like a bit of a vibe.
Bit of delay.
And then a bit of delay.
And we were using some fuzz pedals in a previous video as well.
Which we did mention. I took it off because I had to put some other set
rig has a much cheaper amplifier. I'm using a Fender Bassbreaker 30 amplifier, again set clean, and I'm also using a mix of a Dane and a snake oil very thing for my distortion.
Sorry for pushing the Dane a lot, but we like it.
We love it.
So
I'm a big fan of reverb over reverb as well. So I've got reverb on the amp, and if I want extra ambient, I put the reverb pedal on. I've got a CFI Clockwork delay. You probably not used the Mjolnir, the Plimsoll, and the Good Vibes in this video much.
No.
At all.
But hey, Lee, tell me about your studio version of this instrument.
Okay, so one of the things we've not really covered so far is pricing. So obviously, if you've seen the video we've done of the two tribute double cuts, the Junior and the Special, they're the two most affordable guitars in this new Gibson USA range.
700-800 quid.
Yep. The next one up is going to be this tribute that Pete's got, which is $9.99, and then the studio's coming in at $11.99. So this is again, as with all these guitars, mahogany body, maple top. Back to the mahogany neck though. Now on here, Grover machine heads, so a more modern style of machine head. Ultra modern weight relief again.
It flies away.
So it does feel light. A gloss nitro lacquer finish, but with no binding, so we're still saving, still making a reasonable saving by not having to put binding on. So you get this kind of almost like a reveal binding where you see the maple on the mahogany. Same Nashville bridge and tailpiece that's on that guitar. The neck profile is slightly different, so the neck is now this slim taper, so should be the same, although again, if I'm totally honest with you, doesn't feel quite the same as the 60s Les Paul Standard. It hasn't got that, or at least it doesn't feel to me like it's got that flat spot on the back that we felt like.
They feel very similar, man.
They're very, they're super similar.
One's got lacquered neck, the other one is satin. I prefer the satin one.
Medium jumbo frets.
Yeah, same with that one.
So apart from perhaps visually the gloss lacquer being a big difference, the other big difference is that we've got slightly different pickups. I've still got a 490R here, but I've now got a 498T at the bridge, which is an Alnico 5 magnet pickup designed to be hotter still. And I've got the coil taps, which this is the first guitar in the range you get the coil taps on. And as if that wasn't enough, you also get the beautiful case, same case as you get on the American stuff. I'm going to just put a disclaimer in at this point in the video.
It might be a good idea.
Either the Gibson website is temporarily wrong, or these guitars won't come with hard cases because the Gibson website suggests that it's a soft
That is
case.
one of these.
Right. But 100%, every single one of the studios that we've been delivered so far has got a hard case with it.
Yeah.
So
if you buy any of these ones, serial number.
Oh yeah, this one is 1022.
22.
10 Desmond 22 90093.
This is 1025900556.
And as Pete has said in previous videos, there is now no mention of this being a 2019 or a 2020 or a 2018 or anything, because the whole annual range change is no more. This is and will be the Les Paul Studio for the foreseeable future. Let's hear it, Lee. Shut up.
Shut up and play. Shut up and dance.
Neck pickup, the 490R.
Split it, Lee, split it.
Oh, okay, I'll split it then.
That sounded like a soap commercial, or like an animal or something commercial, yeah.
Both humbuckers together. You can then split either or both. Bridge. It's got that little bit of growl.
Yeah.
Brian won't sue.
No, he's doing.
The Dane.
That was keep going with that one.
And this,
Drink water,
typically
kids.
speaking, if I want more gain, I either add in another drive pedal on top, like. Or I've got this plimsoll, probably needs a bit more level, but I might use that.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Les Paul Studio.
You know what? It's a great. Sorry.
And it comes in 4 beautiful colours, which if they haven't already floated across the screen are ebony, ivory. No, it doesn't come in ivory, but it should do. That'd be the Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney signature set.
Oh God!
So ebony, which is very cool because it's just solid black with the chrome hardware, looks great. Wine red, which is another classic colour, it's been in the studio range for years.
That one.
Smoke burst, which is,
not,
has been in the catalogue before, but it's not very often, which is like a dark burst. And then this one, which is one of my faves, which is tangerine burst.
Yeah, it's nice.
Very, very nice indeed.
Great. It's a great price point to start if you're looking to get into your Gibson Les Pauls. Yeah. I mean, and you can't afford the $2,000 for the one or go further up. I mean,
the simple way of doing it, it's the first shiny one. If you need a shiny Les Paul, the Studio is the first shiny one. Yeah. Brilliant. So there you are. Well, that's the Studio and the Tribute, or the Tribute
was here.
And please, if you're enjoying this series of videos, please like and subscribe and turn your notifications button on.
Yes, hit that bell.
more details about all these guitars, including super duper photography, all the spec that you need, pricing, finance offers, the whole 9 yards, is on the Andertons website, which you can find by following the links in the description below. Or if you don't happen to live near Guildford or fancy shopping on the Tinterweb with us, go to your local Gibson dealer and just try and find, check one out yourself.
Yes.
Because they are
Everywhere.
great.
They are great.
Mark
Great.
Agnesi.
What? Yes.
Making Gibson great again.
Yes.
Hashtag bring back the blanket.
Bring back the blanket.
Bring back the blanket. Anyway, right.
Anyway. Yeah.
What's next? Classics? Let's do classics next.
Let's do classic next. Okay.
See you later.
Well, great.
Is that a good one?